This is the Mentally Compromised Podcast.
Welcome back to the Mentally Compromised Podcast, your favorite podcast where we drink whiskey, talk about beer, and occasionally remember what the frick we were talking about. As you know, I have a new guest host every week, and this week I have the owner and proprietor of Tranquil Water Gardens 2 out of North Kingstown, Rhode Island. This is Brian Almeida. I should also probably make a note that Brian is my cousin.
Yes.
So we're keeping it in the family today.
Yes,
Welcome, Brian.
Thank
Welcome.
you so much for having me.
Glad to have you.
Thank you.
So you've seen our podcast before.
I have.
You know that we start every episode off with a toast.
I do.
I have to make a disclaimer here. Brian does not like whiskey.
I don't. Not a hard alcohol drinker. Not at all.
However, I am going to make him drink whiskey right now.
One exception tonight.
So, tonight's whiskey du jour, we got a little Bird Dog salted caramel flavored whiskey.
Sounds good.
Knowing that you're not a whiskey drinker, I figured I'd get a flavor that maybe you would like a little more than a straight whiskey. So, like one of my former co-hosts, Jay, he also was not a whiskey drinker. This was one that he liked. I'm going to fill my glass. I didn't fill his. So, Brian, grab your glass. Thank you for being my second guest host.
It's an honor.
And cheers.
Cheers. Ooh,
You like that, don't you?
that's syrupy. Pretty good.
You like
Yeah.
that. See?
It almost tastes like a Dunkin' Donuts caramel coffee.
Okay. I wouldn't have gone there myself, but
When you have caramel in your coffee every day, it definitely gives it that a little bit of that taste.
all right.
That
But
caramel syrup they use, but it's good.
it's
good.
drinkable, right?
I'm a caramel fan, so.
All right. So
I'm gonna
I
like
made
it.
the right choice.
Yeah, you did, and a little warming.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's-
nice. Warms up your buns in the winter time. if you're gonna have some.
Nice. I
And,
like it.
Yeah, that's a good taste. Good taste.
Good.
choice.
Glad you like it. So let's talk about your business a little bit. Tranquil Water Gardens 2. Let's start. Why 2?
So we kept the, or let's just say we added the 2 many years ago, back in 2014, when I took over the original Tranquil Water Gardens, because I wanted the same sense of, the same sense of recognizing the business name, and I also wanted to add the 2 for showing people that's the second generation of the business.
All right.
That's basically
All right.
it's pretty simple, pretty short and sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't want to just call it, Almeida's Water Gardens or anything like that, because people might say, hey, I don't really know this kid. He was 19,
Sure.
20 at the time, so I wanted to keep something that everybody already knew. The name was out there for close to 30 years already, and
Okay.
it was something people could relate to.
So was the original Tranquil Waters family or a friend, or how did that transpire?
So I didn't know what a pond or a water garden was prior to even meeting the owner of Tranquil Water Gardens at the time. So, I grew up in a city back in Woonsocket, as you know.
Yeah.
We didn't have large yards or anything like that over
You're
there.
not kidding
so,
there.
even if you had a swimming pool in your yard back then, you were balling. You know what I mean? That's how it was. So,
Sure.
I never really saw these things growing up. And I didn't really think that there were too many of them out there. So I actually met the owner through the Gloria Gemma Foundation at the time.
Oh.
I was trying to start my own landscaping company while I was in college, trying to clear my mind. And I was actually still going to college at CCRI, partially, just because I didn't want to take complete break on college. And I ended up meeting the owner, Craig, at the time through Tranquil Water Gardens, and I ended up working for him that year, finding out what koi ponds were, and lo and behold, I ended up taking it over. He kind of was looking to sell it at the time, and I kind of fell into a good spot at the right time.
Nice.
And here we are now, 13, 14 years later, and I was serving all across New England, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and just keeping the legacy going that they once had, and still providing that same quality care that they always had too.
It's awesome. So what exactly, I mean, you mentioned koi ponds. What exactly do you guys do?
So what don't we do is a better question when it comes to the koi pond. So we pretty much do everything when it comes to water features, maintenance, design, the building and construction of them. So you don't just go in and build a water feature and just say, that's it now, it's going to take care of itself. Just like anything, any living ecosystem or anything you put in your yard, you plant grass, it grows, you need somebody to cut it.
Sure.
You put a pond in, you need a pond guy to take care of it. So that's where we come in. We drain out the ponds at the beginning of the season, when they're dirty, or we go in for emergency services if people are having fish issues. We'll actually remove the koi fish out of the ponds, put them in big medicated containers, handle them with special koi socks, which are these special microfiber nets that protect their gills.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes we're working with, thousands of dollars worth of fish that
Yeah.
have been part of somebody's family for 20 years. So they're pets, essentially.
Yeah.
A lot of emotional attachment, so we're technically sometimes doing the job of, I wouldn't give myself a job title of a veterinary person, but it feels like we're dealing with those circumstances sometimes.
Okay. So you don't only just do like the installation of the ponds and the maintenance of the ponds, you take care of the fish as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, probably a good 50% of our clients, 60% of our clients have fish in their ponds. So
sure.
When we're going there to take care of them, we have to safely remove them, put them in medicated containers with certain medications or treatments.
Wow.
So that they stay safe. Sometimes we're hooking them up with temporary filter systems, adequate oxygen, aeration devices. It gets intense.
Oh, I had no idea it was that involved.
And neither did I many years ago.
So you went in blind when you first started?
I did. I was a blind 19-year-old. I had no idea what I was getting into, but I loved every minute of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yep.
And then you said 13 years you've been doing it?
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
32 now. I'm going to be 33 this year.
You're a child.
Yep.
You're a child.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I have a family member that they bought a house out near Springfield, Mass, and it came with a koi pond, and they were saying it's a big expense to keep it up, and I always wanted one. I'm not gonna lie, I always wanted a koi pond, and then when I realized, and I don't mean this to be bad, but when I realized the cost associated with one, I'm like, yeah, I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, it's like having an outdoor aquarium.
Yeah,
and so you have obviously, you're not dealing with a controlled environment. Because you're outdoors,
right?
Where you can control things sometimes a little easier with an aquarium, and then that's why a lot of people who don't like the maintenance, and that's why I'll tell people, and sometimes we have some clients too who might have had a pond for 20 years, or like your cousin, they move into a house,
yeah,
they inherit a pond, they don't know what to do with it, or it's so much to upkeep, but they might like just the sound of water. So like what I tell people is, you can fill that in. Make it a disappearing waterfall, or just have a fountain feature, and you could basically take care of it yourself. I mean, all it is taking a pump in and out. There's very simple designs. I have a little fountain at my house just because I didn't want anything to take care of because I'm too busy taking care of people's ponds.
Everybody else's.
All day. And having two little children too, with my daughter's 2.5, my son's 9. So especially having small children, I didn't want to have a big water feature or a pond where, they might be able to, fall in or anything like that. But it's, at some point, I probably will end up having one, just because how can you not?
Do the kids ask, Dad, when am I getting a koi?
Anthony has been around a couple of the ponds with me, and he's obviously old enough to understand them, so he's seen the fish. He definitely thinks the fish are cool.
Yeah.
Especially when some of them are like half the size of my arm.
Yeah, they get big.
Yeah, they do. They
get really big.
They do.
Yeah, it's funny because kids want pets so badly.
Yep.
But they don't want to take care of them.
Nope.
They don't want to take care. My son keeps asking me, "Can we get like 3 more cats?" And I'm like, "Are you gonna clean up when they puke in the house? Are you gonna clean up the litter boxes?" He's like, "No." Something that I'm like, "No, there'll be no more cats in the house." I hope I'm not overstepping bounds here. Your daughter has cerebral palsy?
Yes, she
correct?
does. Yep.
Can you talk about that? So I did a report, and many. I'm not a young child. I'm not a young guy. I did a report back in like the 8th grade on cerebral palsy.
No way.
I did.
Really?
It was like I want to say it was like a science report or something. I chose cerebral palsy. I cannot tell you anything I reported on it. So what's it like?
So
I mean, that sounds awful, but
so luckily she has a very, very minor case, and it was great that they were able to kind of catch it very early on, and it only affected half of her body.
Okay.
She had a stroke when she was inside of Rachel's womb, and that affected obviously the baby at some point, and we didn't really know until probably maybe 6 months through, when actually one of our friends had noticed something, and she had noticed that our daughter had just been a little weaker on her left side. She wasn't really using it, and she was favoring her right side. And our friend actually works. What's the name of is it early intervention? Is that what
Sure,
it is?
yep,
Yes.
yep.
That's what it is. So the friend that brought that up, that's her job. She
Okay.
was either studying to be in that, or that's what she does.
Yep.
And she was the one that brought it up, not any of the doctors that we had
Okay.
seen or anything. So somebody young studying it actually
Yeah.
pointed it out. We honestly probably would have not noticed it right away unless she had pointed it out. So we were very grateful for that. So we kind of asked and raised some questions after that, after looking into it, and that's when they had done some tests, and we found out what we just mentioned about the stroke, and we had found out that she had cerebral palsy. And at first, we didn't really know what that meant either. Obviously, that comes as a huge shock to a parent whenever you hear that something is wrong with your child, or they might face some difficulties
Sure.
in the future. And that was the first thing that was on my mind. Is she going to be okay? That's always your first reaction as a parent. You would give your right arm or your left arm to one of your kids.
Man.
I wouldn't even care. No doubt about that. But so that was the first thing. So the first thing was finding the most amount of help that we could, to give her guidance and to help her, and that was seeking, physical therapy, weekly, having people from special support groups like early intervention come weekly, from pretty much that point on, and they're still with her, to this day. And she made so many strides, just from getting that left side of her body up to speed with her right side. It's not fully there yet, and it probably won't ever be there.
Sure.
But the fact that, like back in the day, say 30, 40 years ago, like, when you were a kid, maybe
It was 40 years ago.
Was it 40, 20, 30 years ago? I don't know. How old are you?
I'm 56, man.
56,
So, yeah, it was a lot. It was 40, 50 years ago.
So, and even before that, obviously medical, has made such like a huge jump over the years.
Sure.
And it's like a lot of people that had those issues, like say like in the 60s or the 70s, they might have not gotten that help right on top of it.
Yep.
And when it comes to muscular deficiencies and things like that, obviously if you don't get a jump on those things and your body doesn't recognize how to learn, then you might never not be able to recover from that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, like they basically said, it's almost a blessing with it having to happen to somebody at a baby's age, because a baby is like a sponge. They can pretty much absorb and learn how to go around things. That rather say that somebody like our age had a couple of strokes,
right,
got backwards.
Now you got to relearn what you already knew,
and you might not be able to come back to it. So we were also blessed in that aspect because You know, now she's running around. She's, you
Nice.
know, things that I wasn't sure was going to happen, you know, she's doing, and she's making strides. She's ahead on things.
That's awesome.
You know, so it truly is wonderful seeing her make all those strides, meet those benchmarks, and continue to grow. And, you know, she's going to be able to live life just like anybody else. So
That's amazing.
you know,
I love it.
It's great. It's great.
I love it.
Yeah. Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
Well, thanks for sharing that.
No, I appreciate that.
No,
man.
that's great. That's good stuff.
Yeah. That's our little girl right there. Little Sophia. Yep.
You gotta love it, man.
Yep.
Kids are very resilient.
Yes,
You
they
know?
are. They are.
So, very cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
Well, cheers to
Cheers to
Sophia.
that. Cheers to that.
And just for the record, for somebody who doesn't like whiskey, he's drinking that pretty well.
It tastes pretty good, I gotta say.
See?
But it's nice and chilled, though. You know,
It's chilled.
He treated me. You know,
That's right.
it's almost like going to a bar. They kind of fancy it up a little bit. You know,
Which is the whole point of this
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's just
they
sitting
treat you pretty
around,
well.
having some drink.
They treat you pretty
I
well.
have to say, he brought his own wine.
I did.
He brought his own wine because
Yep.
he said, I don't like whiskey, so I'm going to bring wine.
Yep.
But he hasn't touched. He poured it.
I
But
poured it.
he poured it, but he hasn't touched it because the Mentally Compromised podcast makes you realize you like whiskey. So
Gotta have the wine for show, though. You know what I mean?
that's right. That's right. It's
Yep.
all good. So what do you do in your spare time? I obviously you're busy. You're a business owner. You're married. You have 2 children. You have no free time. But what does Brian do for Brian?
Jeez, that's a good question. I've still been trying to figure that out after all these years.
I feel you, man.
Because I mean, it's very difficult sometimes to, you know, find time for yourself, especially in all the busyness and all that. What do I like to do? Honestly, food is one of my biggest
There
things,
you
man.
go.
You know, I love good food. You know,
Do you cook or just eat it?
if I do like to eat. I like cooking if I have time.
Sure.
In the winter time, when I have time, I do like to cook.
There you
know
go.
what I mean?
Yeah.
During the work season, I hate to cook because
I hear you.
I'm leaving early.
Yeah.
I'm getting home late, and that is just the last thing I feel like doing.
Sure. I feel you on that. Definitely.
But in the winter time, when I have some time off, I like to sometimes cook, you know, depending on how busy the schedule is with the kids, you know.
Sure.
Because sometimes it just turns into something quick just to get
Yeah.
by.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Some
That's
mac
awesome.
and cheese or something. you
Mac
know.
and cheese,
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
But now, you know, good food. Sometimes getting away, you know, with the family. You know, we like to go to New Hampshire, especially in the winter, like one trip, and then one trip maybe in the summertime, just to go up there and get away from everything and just, you know, get out in the woods and not really have to worry about anybody.
Yeah, we try. So a couple of years ago, we decided that every summer we were going to try to visit at least 2 or 3 different waterfalls in the New England area.
All right.
Yeah, so we've been to a few in Massachusetts. We've been to a couple in New Hampshire. Obviously, then last couple of years things have been a little tough.
Yep.
So we haven't done as much, but I think this summer we're gonna restart that tradition. And my wife loves the waterfalls. My son, he's 11. He's getting like the whole place on Netflix, but we're like, yeah, you're gonna go with us.
Yeah.
And he ends up liking it.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
but that's what we like to do. So
That's fun.
yeah,
That's fun.
it's good stuff.
Waterfalls is right up my alley.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what- that's what-
absolutely.
you know what I mean? That's
There
what
you go.
I love waterfalls, so you know
You
that's-
make them.
we build them, and then honestly, that's what's fun sometimes about going up to New Hampshire too, seeing some of like those you know, just those rivers and stuff like that, and just the scenery. It's peaceful. You know, it's just nice to get out like that. You know.
Yeah, it's great. I love summer. I'm so glad winter's finally ending. I get out in my yard for the first time today, did some yard work, and you were mentioning that you finally went back to work this week. So I can't imagine you do too much in the winter, but man, I love hot weather.
Yeah, me
I
too.
love it.
Yep.
I'd much rather go outside and start sweating than go outside and start shivering.
Yeah, no, me
You
too.
know,
Me too.
I love the summer.
Yeah, me too.
So
You know, there's no better feeling than working outside all day, sweating, and then coming home to just your air conditioning cranked. I'm one of those people. I don't know if you are. I'm one of those people, but just because I'm outside all day, that I gotta come in and it has to be like 68 degrees or 66 degrees.
It's funny you say that because 68 degrees on your thermostat in the winter is different than 68 degrees on your thermostat in the summer.
It's true.
And my wife loves the AC.
Yep.
If it was up to me, I'd probably have it set at like 75. But I'll come home from work or I'll be outside and I'll come in the house and I have to find like 3 sweaters because my wife has the AC cranked all the way down as far as she can stand it. And I'm like, I'm shivering in the summer. I'm like, no, this is like winter. I want to be warm.
You sound like my wife. That's exactly that. In the wintertime, she's got to crank the heat. And I honestly, I walk around with shorts.
Yeah.
I like shorts. Even if I kind of like it more at 68 in the winter. She likes it more at like 74, but also like the heating in our house, like we only got one zone, so it's like the upstairs, all the heat rises, so it gets way hotter up there than it does downstairs. So you know that whole problem too. And then the same with the AC, it's kind of a similar problem too.
I have the problem, like if my arms are cold in the winter or the summer, it's too cold in the house.
All right.
I like it to be warm in the house. I don't want to have to put on a sweater because I'm freaking cold. But yeah, that's funny. Like I say, it's totally different temperatures.
Yep.
The same temperatures, totally different in different seasons.
Yep. That's funny.
Oh man.
Yep, that's funny.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
Well, yeah. So this was good. This is a good conversation. I'm glad you joined us today.
This is good.
Yeah.
I came along, man.
Yeah, this is a good time. I'm glad you joined us for the show. Got anything else you want to talk about? You want to talk about the Red Sox? You want to talk about the Patriots?
I definitely don't want to talk about the Red Sox because, as you know, I'm a Yankees fan. So.
Oh, I totally forgot. Get the fuck out of my studio.
You had to. I mean,
get out of my studio.
Man,
I forgot. That's it's all good, man.
Your brother took me to my first Yankees game ever.
All right.
And then he also took me to my first Yankees game ever when I was 21, so I could drink with him.
There you go.
Which was even better.
Very cool. I totally forgot you were a Yankees fan. That's okay, because Jay is a Broncos fan, as most of our listeners know that have seen us before. We actually talked. The Broncos are coming to New England this year.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they're coming to Gillette Stadium. So Jay and I are going to do everything we can to get them.
So does that mean we get to maybe see Bo Nix lose in New England? Is that what? That would be pretty good.
That'd be awesome. It's funny because Jay's son hates Bo Nix.
Oh, really?
Ryan hates Bo Nix.
Does he?
He
hates
him.
I didn't know that. I didn't know
that. He absolutely hates him.
Right.
So, and I'm sure after losing to us in the playoffs, that I'm sure he hates him even more. But yeah, this is definitely a sports town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Oh man, yeah, the Yankees.
I know.
It's all good.
Painted mind.
It's all good, man. I respect whoever you like, you know.
But the Patriots, so that's my team. Patriots, my team. Celtics, Bruins.
I have to admit, I'm not. And I've talked about this before. I am not a basketball fan.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get excited about a team scoring every 30 seconds. I just don't. I don't see it. I don't understand.
You either hate it or you love it. I grew up playing basketball.
I don't like basketball.
There's basketball in the beginning of the year. I don't really like watching.
Okay.
But there's a difference in playoff basketball.
Sure.
When playoffs are about to begin, it's like the players actually stop playing now.
There you go.
Maybe back in the day
they
always played, but nowadays it is different. So like every year around this time of the year, like once May hits and then like June comes around and like it's the championships or the finals and stuff, like I always end up trying to watch it with my son because he likes basketball, and especially now that the Celtics back doing some things, you know, it's fun to watch them. But I do gotta say, I mean, just regular season games, they can sometimes get pretty boring too.
Yeah, and even like baseball,
very slow.
I consider myself, so I always say I'm a fair weather fan when it comes to baseball. I'm a Boston fan no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm a Red Sox fan. I don't really pay attention until I hear that they're going to make it to the playoffs. And then even then, I might watch half of a game once in a while.
Yeah.
But I just, baseball, basketball, even hockey, I'm just not into. Football, I'll watch every freaking Sunday.
Well, it's different because there's so much less games, so they mean so much more.
I think that's what it is.
They mean so much more. It's only one day a week. I mean, I know it's basically becoming a few days a week now, which is honestly better because it gives us something to do, honestly, during the winter time. I don't mind watching a Thursday night game.
Baseball's like 943,000 games in a summer, and football's like 17.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Obviously, I'm exaggerating.
It's true.
Yeah.
And it can be tough, and it's difficult even for me to watch a Yankees game on TV. Yeah. That's why it's better going to a baseball.
Absolutely.
Game. I can't get the same enjoyment watching a game.
I don't blame. Yeah, it's just a whole different. It's a whole different ball game when you're there.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, Brian, I want to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
We had some nice conversation.
We did.
Learned a little bit about koi ponds.
We did.
Yeah, it was a good time. I'm glad you joined. Hopefully you can come back again sometime.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
sounds good. Definitely.
Might be fun. So I always end the show with a toast. You gonna do it? You're not even gonna touch the wine tonight.
Oh, geez.
You forgot about it, didn't you?
I did. It's right here.
He's not even.
I can't. I gotta keep it.
Somebody
keep it real
who doesn't like whiskey brought his own wine. Hasn't touched it. This is what the Mentally Compromised podcast does to you. We make you realize that you are missing out on some good shit. All right. Well, cheers, Brian.
Cheers.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that does it for another episode of our podcast. As always, keep your whiskey neat, keep your beer cold, and keep your opinions as compromised as possible. If you haven't already, check us out. We're on Facebook. We are on YouTube. We are on Spotify. We're on Amazon Music and everything else that I can't think of. If it's social media, if it's not there, it will be soon because I still don't know what the hell I'm doing on a lot of this stuff. I'm winging it as I go. So once again, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks again, Brian. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too.